Hello, Lagos. Good morning. It is rainy showers of blessings today. All right. My name is Mark Onoja, and you are welcome to Growth Room. Mark Onoja is a business development service provider. I work with startup and small businesses to help them grow their business. And the Growth Room is the platform I use on air, where I share with you every second Tuesday and every fourth Tuesday of every month within the hours of 11:30 to 12 noon GMT plus one, and I share with you on how to start, grow, and scale your business. And today we are going to consider a very important topic where you would learn how to grow your business. So the topic we're going to consider today is that how to become fundable. I discovered that a lot of times when it comes to running a business and actually growing a business, you would need funding to grow. In fact, you don't really need money to start a business. I usually say that you don't necessarily need money in quotes, but you would need money to grow your business. And how do you basically get this money? I'm going to be sharing 4 ways you can become fundable. Means you can become a kind of business that investors, both institutional investors, angel investors, and even the government grants, social enterprise can actually be comfortable investing in your business. So I'll be back shortly, and once I'm back, we will dive into it. And of course, I will take questions after that. Thank you. Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is the Growth Room, and today we're going to be talking about how to become fundable. Now, one of the first things you need to understand is this: there's money available for people to invest in you. Now, one of the days of the Growth Room, I'm going to talk about employability, and one of the things I usually tell people is that there are jobs out there, but there are no employable people. Take it from me, because I run a consulting firm with my dad, and basically we do a lot of recruitment, and we still have a lot of recruitment, and getting people is very difficult. Now, getting funding is easy if you know how, and I'm going to be sharing how with you. So thus, the first thing you need to just understand is that there are money available out there. There are investors looking for things to invest in, but it's just that their businesses are not fundable. So how do you basically make your business fundable? Now, before I take questions, I'm going to just teach you for the next 10 minutes on how to make your business fundable. The first primary way to make your business fundable is that you have to be someone of integrity. In fact, it's one of the most important factors you need to put in place. If you want people to fund you, to invest in your business, whether people, institution, government, grants, anyone, you have to be someone that has integrity. Now, integrity is a scarce commodity in this climate where we find ourselves. Plus 243. All right. Plus 234, actually. But if you're someone that has integrity, you will attract investors better. You should be somebody that when, for a start, people invest in you or people give you money to do something, you do it and you'll be able to return the money back. You should be someone that have that credit worthiness. Now, investors basically look at that thing because they will do due diligence. They will ask banks, they will ask people, they will ask clients that have done business with before, is this person someone that has integrity? If you don't have integrity, basically you won't attract funding. So it's as simple and short. So I will just give a practical example. There's a friend of mine that reached out to me sometimes last week. We're chatting, and I think he needed like some amount, like 10 million for something, and he asked me for cash, and I'd already used money for something. I told him I was not really that liquid. If I was that liquid, I would have given him money, because prior to that, I once gave him money and he returned it back at the time he said he was going to return it back. Now, another friend of mine, right, I'm not going to call names, borrowed money for me. So my own stuff is I don't borrow money that I'm not willing to let go. And he said he was going to pay back at a point in time, and it didn't really come through. And he just, maybe I assumed I forgot. And we see off to. And of course, I've not said anything to him. But if that guy comes back and say he wants to loan money to do stuff, I will not give him money. That is just basically the truth. Now, so you have to be someone that has that integrity to say, okay, we can fund you because of it's based on integrity. In fact, some persons get money from institution without any collateral. Why? Because they know this person has, their name as what? They have that social capital, they have that integrity. So number one, you have to be someone that has integrity as a business owner. So when you borrow money from your friends and family, you should return it back. If you cannot return it back at that point, reach out to them, for crying out loud. Say, sorry, I cannot meet up with this because of one and two. Let me speak like it over us, like because of one and two, but I will get back to you. All right. So first one, integrity. Now the second one is that you need to have structures. I would say it's in tomorrow that if you're a one-man business owner, you are a risk. And that is just the truth. Sorry, it's a shot below the bed. But if you're a one-man business owner, you're a risk. You need to grow from a one-man business owner to someone that has a team. Why? Because if you're investing in a one-man business owner, if something happens to that guy, the person is sick, business has shut down. Is it, God forbid, if you die today, business to have shut down. Or if something just happens to you, you lose focus, or just something just happened, business has shut down. So most times when people want to invest in startup and small businesses, one of the things they look at is that, does this person have a structure? Do you have that corporate structure, right? Is your business registered? Do you have a bank account? Do you normally pay your taxes? Do you have like a board that oversees what you do, right? Or you are just a one man army that everybody reports to you. Even if you don't have a board, you are like a normal enterprise. Do you have like a group of people that you basically talk to? Do you have that structure in place? Is there a way you do stuff? Is there a way you manage your money? So if you don't basically have structures in place, it just means that you can't people can't invest money in you because they just know that you don't have structure and it's a risk. And nobody wants to basically invest in businesses that they will lose money. I'm currently doing my MBA, and I'm doing my project on because I just discovered that a lot of startups in this climate plus 243 234 where is 243 234 plus 234 we just discovered that Nigeria actually is plus 234. We just discovered that they invest in a startup and small time startup has gone down, investors lost money, and we just discovered most times it's because of there's no structure in place. People don't have that corporate governance, and if you don't have those structures and those corporate governance in place, you can't be able to hold funding very well, and good investors will not invest in you. Number three, the third reason where you can get fundable is that you need to have tractions. Now, most times I sit on panels that interview people that needs to get people come to pitch to get money from institutional investors or from social enterprise like for grants and stuff. And most of the times, people always used to shy away from having me as part of their panel because, of course, I would drill you. And one of the things I'll usually say is that the number one traction you should be looking at as a business owner is profit, not the likes on social media, not the followers you have on social media, not impressions. Those things are good. Those things are basic traction. There are some persons, if you go to Alaba market, it's not everybody there that have a website, but they are doing business. They have good traction. So people and institutions will not invest in you if you don't have that traction, if you have not been making money. So that's why I said, if you want to start a business, you necessarily don't need funding. But if you want to grow, you need funding, and you have to show a track record of how much you have made, even if you are not making profit. There's a difference between revenue and profit. We'll take that some other time. But even if you're not making profit, that revenue coming in is traction. So if you don't have traction, people will not invest in your business, and that is just the long and short of the story. People naturally gravitate towards something that is successful. So you need to have traction. So you need to have showed us track record that, okay, I started 1 year ago. Within that 1 year, this is the amount I've been able to make. If you're not making profit, it's fine. We can still retweak your business, optimize things for you to make profit, but we have to see a track record that you are making money. So traction is very important. So you need to go for traction. So if you want to attract institutional investors, you want to attract investors, one of the things you need to ask yourself is, do we have traction? Or we are just, let me speak on the startup 10. We just have an MVP, like a most valuable product, right? We just have a product that is acceptable in the market. To me, the proof that your product is acceptable in the market is that there is a demand for it. And the proof that your product is really, really acceptable in the market is that the demand is outweighing your supply. Until you get to that point, of course, your MVP is still in the cloud. So you need to go for traction. And number four, before I start taking questions, the fourth reason or the four things to do to become fundable is the word called positioning. Now, positioning is just one or two stuff. Where do you position yourself? Or how do you position yourself? Or basically your network, right? So I go for events, right? I go for events, right? I do go for events once in a while. But I tell people that if you basically are looking for investors, you need to go where investors hang around, right? You need to join some clubs or some groups where you know the kind of persons that can invest in your business hang around. You need to go for programs where you'll meet up with institutional investors. Now, if you sit in one corner of your office or your house anywhere in Lagos, I don't want to call places, and you're just basically posting online, chances are you won't attract investors. People basically invest in people or do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. So you need to be around where people can see you, where investors physically can see you. So you need to be posting online or doing stuff. So I once there with somebody once at a time, and he told me that okay, he says property. It was our customer, so he says property, and he was like, his social media person is not around. That we need to put, we need to be doing social media. And I was like, why? And he was like, see, if he's not posting online, the people that invested in him will say, this guy has disappeared with our money. That posting online to him is not just because of he just posting to get customer. He's just posting just to just keep positioning himself and keep giving that that form of courage and that form of credibility to investors that okay, this we are seen and we are known. So you need to be seen and known, right, for you to be able to attract investors. So I shared on 4 things, right? I would start taking questions, but 4 things I shared on. Number one is that you need to be someone that has integrity. Very important. In fact, it's the number one. If you have integrity, burn the rest. Sometimes some people invest in people's businesses even when they have not even started. Because I was listening to someone recently, and because the guy had integrity, was talking to someone, the person was like, say, I don't even care the business you're trying to do. Take this money, go and do the business and come back. Why? Because he knows this guy has integrity. So you have to be someone that has integrity. You should be a man of your word. You should be somebody that said, if we take your loan, if we take money from you, we'll return it back at X amount of time. If we cannot return it back, we'll reach out to you and negotiate on how to pay back. Very important. Number two, you have to have structures in place. Corporate governance is very, very, very important. If you have been running business for quite some time, 5, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, or 10 years, have a board. Boards are not expensive. You have friends, right, or family members or senior colleagues basically that can become part of your board. They should know that when people know that there's a structure in place on how you do business, there's like a serious corporate governance, they will trust you to basically invest in you. And number three, you need to have traction. Now, people, institutional investors, most people that invest in businesses, they don't invest in idea. I will say it again. A lot of persons don't invest in idea. They invest in an existing business that has traction. So you need to move point past idea. You are the only one that is passionate about your idea. A lot of persons that into investors are passionate about making money, and you need to start making money first before they'll say, okay, this person is not serious that we can come and bring our own capital into his or her business to help the person grow. Then, of course, the last one I shared is that you have to be seen and known. So you have to be where investors are. You need to go around where investors are, and of course, position yourself. So we're going to take a short break, and when I'm back, I'll start taking questions. The number to call is 09136 000 410. If you have any question as regards to raising funding to grow your business, or to, of course, running any part of your business, I'm your guy. I'll provide you with the answer to that. So the number to call is 09136 000 410. Once I'm back from the break, I will take questions for 10 minutes and share a very important news with you. Then we'll call today a day. Thank you. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Growth Room with Mark Onoja, where I share with you on how to start, grow, and scale your business. And today we're talking about how to become fundable. Means how to become a kind of business where investors are proud and investors are winning and able to invest in you. Now the number to call is 09136 000 410. I'll be taking live questions. If you have any question as regards to how to. Okay, we have a first caller. Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Oh yeah, nice to meet you. So, what question do you have, ma? Okay, 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 okay. All right, thank you. So she asked a beautiful question. Number one question: how does she get a vehicle? Simple and short. You need to partner with people. I don't think you have the capacity to buy a vehicle right now. So I know some persons that I've seen, not I know them personally. I know some persons that basically what they do is that they help people with supplying of their bread. So you need to look out for those kind of persons. You need to go out. That is part of the reason why you're a startup and a small business owner. You need to go out, look for these people and get them. Our advice, we get more than one, so that if they disappoint you, you are not disappointing. You are not disappointed, and of course, it doesn't store your business process. And number two, you ask a question as regards to how do you expand. You basically, there are two ways of expanding. There is the vertical growth and there's your horizontal growth. Vertical growth means you work on your business to ensure that you optimize your process, and so that you do things better and your existing customers can be able to trust your brand and do business more with you, right? And increase quality. You can then you can increase your pricing margin, your price of your product, and of course grow your profit margin. The other one, horizontal, means you need to look for more channels of sales. So currently, if you just have only 5 people you are supplying, why don't you look for like 20 persons or 30 persons? If you start looking for 30 and you land up on 15, it means your business have grown by 200%. So you need to eat the street and look for more persons to supply to. I hope I provided you with a good answer to that. All right, the number to call again is 091 36 000 410. So the number to call again is 091 36 000 410. So the news I wanted to share is that we have a caller. But please, can you reduce the volume of your radio? Okay, fine. We lost the call. All right, so the news I want to share is that in the month of December, drum roll, 14th of December, I will be releasing my second book. It's called The Business Growth Playbook, right? The Business Growth Playbook is a book I'm writing currently right now that deals on how to basically grow your business as a startup and a small business person in Africa, right? The examples I use are basically Africa. I dealt down on every area of your business: marketing, sales, customer management, HR, finance, raising capital, managing risks, growth. So I talked about all of those areas. In fact, product development also too. I talked about how to basically grow your business. The book is coming out 14th of December. I think as from ending of October, I will start doing pre-sale. The pre-sale is cheaper, of course, than the main sale. So I'll be sharing it more and more. So it's in December, so you need to gift a friend that book. The book will not be that expensive. I'm making it a bit more affordable for startup and small business owners. So that will be it. Now, the second one also is that in November, the last Saturday in November, I'm going to be hosting a life strategy section where I would be leading some persons to basically structure the business for growth when it comes to 2026. So I would just a live section, which is a workshop where we'll sit down together. I will run you through the different areas of your business and what you need to do. So it's practical section. So basically, right, we think together, we do some marketing stuff in class, we do some research, we just work with a lot of things just to just ensure that you basically structure your business. So I'll be sharing that on how to register for it from the next time I'm going to be on air. That would be in 7th, no, not 7th. Is it 7th? I think it's 7th of October.
Let me confirm.
Okay, yeah. Let Mr. Victor confirm.
Now, while we're looking for that date, I wanted you to, to maybe just emphasize a little more on the question asked by the woman that called from Munshi.
Okay.
When you even gave her the idea of horizontal and vertical,
growth
strategy
in
terms of growing your business. Maybe you can just throw more light to it. Anyway, it's going to be on the 14th and the 28th. The next edition is in the 14th of October and the 28th of October.
October is a perfect month, 7th and 14th. All right, fine. So the number to call is 091 36 000 410. Now, in October, I'll be talking about sales, right? Because we're entering dirty December and a lot of businesses really need to cash out this period. So I'll be teaching you on sales. In November, we'll then start talking about growth, and December, we'll just talk about how to prepare for next year. But in answering more to our questions, basically is that as a business owner, you need to be very strategic and work with resources part-time, right? So for she can't buy a car for now. So what do? You can't store yourself. You can't say, okay, my business has shut down. So what are the things I need to do? You can partner with people. We talked about it. I think I talked about it the last time I was online.
Yeah.
You partner with people that can help you do that. Partnering does means you're basically sharing profit. As your business grows, as you become very good, you do what they call backward integration. You take that partners off and you can be able to have that part of you. So I still have clients up to tomorrow that they still partner with logistic firm. They can afford it, but they just said they don't want that stress, right? But at a point they couldn't afford it and they entirely partner on with the logistics firm. But those despise riders, they're interesting people. So get more than one. As much as possible, get 5, right? I have a vendor list. So I tell my customers, I have a vendor list. If a vendor is not doing well, tell the vendor you are not doing well, you are off my vendor list. So all my customers that deal with vendors, the ones that do construction, interior design, they all have a vendor list created for them. So this is a particular person, the person is rated. So and the person is close to this area, so we can use the person over and over again. All right. How many minutes do I have?
We have 2 more minutes.
All right, fine, 2 more minutes. So
Yeah.
if you're looking to start, grow, and scale your business, and you're looking for a consultant to work with, I'm your guy. I have over 10 years experience, over a decade experience of working with startup and small businesses. So I breathe and I live startup and small businesses. We currently work with like over 25 businesses on the retainer base, and I have worked with close to 1,500 businesses at different levels, right? And I've helped them to grow and scale. The number to reach me is, please WhatsApp message. The number to reach me is 081 69861467. The number again to reach me is 081 69861467. So in the month of October, almost in September, in the month of October, we're going to be talking about sales, on how to sell your product and services more. We're going to talk about sales from the strategic point of view. I'll be teaching you how to sell better so that November, December, you will cash out the kind of money you have never cashed out before in the entire year for your business. Then in November, we'll be talking about growth, on how to basically grow your business, right? Like I shared with her, we'll dive deep into that. And December, we're talking about to prepare for next year. Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking to the program. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.